Hello, this is John with Coffee Reviews, and today will be part one of a 24-part coffee review series featuring KaffeBox's Advent Calendar. Now, since this is the first day, I'm going to give you a little bit of background as to the product and what I'm going to be doing with this. So, KaffeBox is a coffee company out of Norway, and they put together 24 coffees leading up to Christmas. And I'm going to be trying and reviewing them all. And I'm not going to be looking at which coffee I'm going to be drinking each day until after I've already drank my coffee. Come up with my flavor wheel and my own descriptors of the coffee, so I'm not influenced by any of the roasters or coffees, flavor notes, anything of that sort, so I kind of get my own idea of what I'm drinking. Last year I did the Onyx Advent Calendar. I didn't have my channel at that time. And there's some notable differences. One I wanted to mention was you should have 12 different roasters in this KaffeBox. And they don't actually give you a list of what you're drinking beforehand. They post it on their Instagram the day of. Given that I received this coffee on the 3rd and today's the 4th, I'm actually starting with day 1 on the 4th. So I'm a little behind what they've released on their website or on their Instagram. But I figured it was best to start it in order since that's the way it was intended to be ranked. And I might talk a little bit more about this Advent Calendar as it goes on, but we'll go ahead and actually start talking about day 1. So this right here is day 1 of the Advent Calendar. And what we're going to be reviewing on this one is a Kianyaga AA Matteo, which is a coffee roaster out of Gothenburg, Sweden. And I have their information pulled up right here, and it says that they're a specialty coffee roaster locally based in the heart of Gothenburg. And this is the first time I've heard of them. A lot of these coffee roasters, it's going to be the first time I've tried them. So let's go ahead and take a sip. And each one of these packets come with 50 grams of coffee. So I already made myself a cup of coffee, tried it, and now I'm just drinking it alongside of my review of this coffee. So real quick, it's a washed Kenya coffee, and washed Kenyas typically tend to be my least favorite of the mainstream coffees, and that's because a lot of the American coffee roasters kind of roast them as very red fruit forward. Pomegranates, cranberries, tomatoes, not my favorite. And right off the bat I can say that my expectations for every single one of these coffees are pretty high because I've heard such positive things about both KaffeBox and Scandinavian coffee roasters as a whole. And this first coffee actually did a pretty good job. I'm quite satisfied with the first coffee, which is a great start. The Advent Calendar is off to a great start, especially considering that this is a Kenya. Now, what I was tasting, the best way I could kind of describe this was a little bit of a raspberry lemonade, and I know this is kind of weird, raspberry lemonade soap, but I don't want that taken as a negative because it was actually quite pleasant. And it did finish off with some standard Kenya characteristics. It had a very slight tomato. But as I'm drinking this second cup, I'm not getting any of that. It's still kind of that really nice, it's like raspberry lemonade. I'm actually quite enjoying this coffee, and it could be because it's pretty early in the morning and I just really want my coffee, but I think they did a really nice job. I'll go ahead and pull up the tasting wheel right now so you can see what I was getting. And the things that jump out, of course, the citrus fruit, pretty lemon forward. I enjoyed the lemon. And the finish is pretty nice, and then for the rest of the coffee, I would say it's pretty balanced. There aren't too many things too high, and there aren't too many things too low. So as a first kind of introduction to Matteo and their Kenya, I would say I really enjoyed this. This is actually quite nice, and it goes in line with what I've heard from a lot of people that say that European roasters with their Kenyas, they don't all come off as tomato, cranberry, pomegranate forward. That they do a better job of providing some more versatility within those Kenya coffees. And this is a great example of them doing that because I don't get too many of those flavors at all. It's just way more lemon forward. So right off the bat, the person I would recommend this to, I think it goes a lot in line with my Sweet Bloom Kenya review from earlier this year. People that are kind of down on Kenyas that want to try a Kenya that doesn't have those very strong red fruit forward flavors. It does have raspberry, but it's so much different from a lot of the Kenyas that I've experienced in my life that this is one of those things that can convert somebody that isn't necessarily the biggest Kenya fan into somebody that absolutely loves Kenyas. So, great start. I'm quite pleased with this first cup of coffee. I will leave it at that. If you've tried Matteo before, please let me know what you've thought of them, some other coffees that are good from them. If you're new to the channel, then subscribe. I have 23 more videos like this coming up, and give it a like if you enjoy the content. This right here has been a review of the Kianyaga AA Matteo, washed Kenya. Thank you for watching.